Welcome back, folks, to part 2 of this series of videos looking at and exploring Unreal Engine. So following on from the last video, we're going to be now delving into looking at emissive lighting and also particle physics as well. So without further ado, just to recap, you'll remember from the previous video I was touching on creating these spheres, you can see here, and also doing the particle physics, which we are going to do. So I'm just going to come back out of this, press F11, there we go. Right, so okay, we'll tell you what, let's just start fresh. So I'm just going to delete these spheres and then just start from the basics. Right, so first of all, I'm going to do is I'm going to drag, so you'll need to go to basic and drag a sphere into the scene, and I'm just going to hit R and just increase the size of that, just something like that. Okay, that's looking all right. Now you'll see here from before, so basically I've gone to basically back to starter content, and you'll see here there's a couple of things going on here. First of all, you have to kind of create a material, and then on top of that material you have to create an instance. Okay, and anyway, let's just go through it. So first of all, you want to right click on the just on the panel. I'm going to go through to material, which is there. I'm going to call this emissive. Click on that. I'm going to double click. And basically what this is going to do now, it's going to open up the editor. There we go. So you can see that generally speaking, whenever you're working with materials, it'll open up. So for example, just to give an example, if you are either working in Maya or say in 3D Coat or something like that, you'll have all of your different textures. So you'll have your base color, anything like metallic, specular, roughness, emissive color. You got your normals there. There's some other things there which you kind of grayed out. Opacity is one, and we've got some other ones there: world displacement and tessellation, subsurface color. We're not going to be worrying too much about that. And then ambient occlusion. So what you essentially do is you drag those textures in and then you connect them up. But again, we'll perhaps look at that in another video. So once I've done that, we're going to need to create a couple of things, or 2 or 3 things, to create the basics of this emissive lighting. So we're going to right click on the graph, and we're going to type in the word first few letters, constants, and we're going to click on that, on constants. There we go. We'll create this little box here, and we're going to convert this to a parameter, and we're going to rename this parameter. I'm going to call it emission. Alright, so we've got that sorted there. Next, we're going to right click again, go on to type in the word con again, but this time we're going to go constant 3 vector. Okay. And we're going to convert this to a parameter as well. Okay, like so. and we are going to rename this. On the left here, I'm going to call this color. And then lastly, we just need to create a multiplier. We're going to right click again on the graph, type in the letters MUL, it should come up by right, so multiply, there we are, and then click on that. So basically this is going to be our conduit through to our material here. So you should end up with something that looks like this, and then we're going to connect up this node here. So essentially what you do is with the left mouse button, click and hold, and then we're going to drag that to B there. And then at the top here, we're going to click and hold and drag that through to A there. And then lastly, we're going to save. Oh, is that not connected? Just 1 second again. It didn't connect before. There we go. Apply and save. So that's the first stage out of the way. So we're going to click off that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to then right click on that. Go through to create material instance, and then here I'm going to name it E blue, okay, because that's the color we're going to go for. Alright, hit enter. Yep, so all good so far. Remember though folks, that if there's any point in this video where you feel like it's going a little bit quick, just pause it, take it back, go over it again. Take your time. That's the beauty of these videos, is that you can do all of this at your own pace. So next, once you've created the E-blue, then going to double click, and then we're going to have a look at items that we need to change. So first of all, we need to change the color. So as I mentioned before, I'm going to click on the black there. I'm going to change this to blue. So, I'm going to raise that up as well on that side, and then we're going to click OK. Once I've done that, I'm then going to go through to where it says emission. I'm going to click on that, and then we're going to type in a value of 50. Okay, hit enter. There you'll see automatically there's a change. Yeah, we're starting to get a glow. Now you can still kind of play around with some of this in the parameters here. So if you have a look here, so the RG and B, and you can play around with the intensity of that. That's absolutely fine. But apart from that, you should be pretty much good to go, unless you want to kind of play around with some of these other parameters. Maybe even play around, give it a bit of a sort of violet tinge. But again, that's for you to decide. Once you've done that, you need to go save. Okay, and then that's the next part out of the way. Click X. And we should be pretty much ready to go. So once you've done that, you'll see on the icon there it's actually changed color as well. Keep getting these pop-ups. And then lastly, all we need to do is click and hold and drag it onto our sphere. And hey presto, we have a sphere that has emissive lighting. Before we go any further though, I just wanted to apply some physics. So as I demonstrated before, I'm going to click on, so with the sphere selected, click on simulate, click on mass in kilograms. I'm going to take it down to say, I don't know, say 40. And in the angular damping, so this basically, this will allow it to kind of like move around of its own accord. We'll take it into the minus. Not a lot. Just take it down to like minus, say, 4.3, and we could always kind of tweak that. And once we've done that, let's just go in and have a look and see how it's doing. So I'm going to click on play. I'm going to hit F11. Here we are. We now have a glowing ball with applied physics. And if we leave it, it should actually just kind of go of its own volition. So unless something actually stops it in its tracks, that should just kind of, ooh, it's doing a bit of a funny thing there. It should just kind of keep going. Anyway, hit escape. Now, of course, the beauty of this is that, you know, if you wanted to, it's going to hit F11 again. We can multiply it. So hold down Alt and drag that there. Let's have a look at maybe just reducing the size of it. Like so. And let's have a look at multiplying that. Let's have a look at multiplying it again. Maybe even just reduce the size of it again. Let's go the other way. There we are. And of course, with each copy, it's copying the physics, it's copying the, you know, the emission. So yeah. So if you want to kind of like, you know, use that as an example of kind of populating a scene without doing too much work, then this is a good example. Let's just go through now to play mode, F11. There we are. So we have our spheres, and let's create a bit of disruption. Let's kick them around. Let's get these things bouncing around. And of course, you can play around with any of these anytime you wish. You know, if you want to make them a little bit more kind of floaty, you can do. It's doing a bit of a funny thing. I don't quite know what's going on there. It's kind of wobbling a bit. Don't know why. In fact, they're all doing that. I wonder if it's to do with. Let's just go back to. Let's have a look again at that. Maybe just take that back a little bit. I don't know. And. Save that and go through to play. And let's have another go at. There we go. Yeah, they don't seem to be wobbling around so much anymore. So, so that's that. So, that's our emission or emissive colouring, and of course you can choose any colour that you like. And yeah, so I'm going to leave the video there. The next bit we're going to be coming on to is we're going to start delving into looking at the particle physics, in particular the flame, sparks and smoke. So that'll be for the next video, folks. So thanks for watching. If you've got any questions, by all means let me know. And until then, folks, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.